Hello, my name is Larry Hussey, and this channel is Drug Force and Consumer News. And so, as an amateur consumer reporter, I experiment with things that I am willing to experiment with my own money. And if I have a good experience or bad experience, I will share it. I don't have it's not my paying job. It's not a paying side gig. It's an amateur side gig. So I don't have a budget to just buy everything, the way Consumer Reports magazine does. I can only buy one thing, just for myself, and I can't buy every single washing machine the way Consumer Reports magazine does. So anyway, but I've always had my own idea about what consumer reporting is. So today's topic is startengine.com, and this is a place that allows regular people to invest in pre Wall Street companies and have pre Wall Street shares of pre Wall Street companies, basically. So I wanted to share some of my experiences that I just found. They finally have a good. They finally have a good not interface, but a statement, not an interface. They finally have a good statement, financial statement that I was able to look at and find out where I really am. And so I wanted to share that with you because they finally have startengine.com finally has a good statement where you can look at it and see where you are. So I didn't like where I was. I tell you, boy, I tell you, I didn't like where I was because the first investment I did on Start Engine, the very first one that got me started, was a whiskey company because at the time everyone around me seemed to love whiskey, and so I don't like whiskey, but I'm like, I'd love to sell whiskey to people, and so I invested, and they have something called a minimum investment, and it's like over $1,000, but this time it was like 500. So I'm like, okay, I really don't have 500, but I'll do it. And what's happened now is that shortly after I invested, they said, oh, well, they've decided not to start the business, and they've decided not to make whiskey, and they've decided to refund everyone their money. They've refunded everyone their money. So for over a year and stuff, I was thinking, well, where's my refund? Come on, where's my refund? Now I look at the statement. There is no mention at all anywhere of this whiskey company, anywhere. There's no mention of a refund coming. There's no mention of a refund has come. There's no mention that I'm owed a refund anymore. Nothing. So obviously, this whiskey company was told you can just keep, since it's just what it is, and just keep the money, do anything with it, and that was part of the risk that these investors signed up for. No, the thing is, if you say you're going to make whiskey with it, that is fraud. Okay, that is fraud. Um, hello, Securities and Exchange Commission. They said they were going to refund our money because they weren't going to do anything with it, and now they've not refunded our money. Hello, federal regulators. That is fraud. Okay, so first company I ever invested in is a fraud because they said they would refund our money because they weren't going to make whiskey, and they didn't make whiskey, but they didn't give us a refund either. So that's fraud. Okay, first company is fraud. Okay, so what else? What else is here? First company was fraud. Okay. Oh yeah, and there's a media company that was like, "Well, our shares are just $10, and you can just buy one for $10 if you want." And it's a media company, and okay, called Legion M, and not the same as a Legion restaurant in Bellevue. Not the same as Legion restaurant. This is called Legion M for Legion Media. Okay, and so that is not listed on my statement either. So that obviously has no value either. That's not listed on my statement either. My $10 um, is just my $10 is somewhere went somewhere, and supposedly I own something, but it's not on my statement. Nothing's my $10 on Legion M is not on my statement. Okay, next one. Okay, next one. Rockin' Vodka. Rockin' Vodka is a company I invested in because they make vodka from sugarcane, and I know that gin and vodka from sugarcane is really tasty. And I know that, and I know that you can't find a vodka in America that's made from sugarcane. And I'm really excited about having my first bottle. I haven't even had my first bottle because it's technically available in my state, but not really available in my state somehow. So, but they keep sending me text messages and aren't you excited about Rockin' Vodka? And we did this. And aren't you excited about Rockin' Vodka? We did that. And I'm like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And then on this statement I finally look at on Start Engine, it says my shares are preferred shares, not common shares. Preferred shares, not common shares, which means I have absolutely no reason to get excited about Rockin' Vodka because preferred shares are just a loan that you get interest payments back on. And common shares are the shares we think of where you actually own a tiny, tiny, tiny little part of the company. And if the company becomes more valuable or pays out part of its profits, then you get that. But that's common shares. Preferred shares are what I actually own. And preferred shares historically pay 10% a year. And I could get 10% a year in the actual stock market. I could get 10% a year in the actual stock market. I don't need to tie up my money into a preferred share that I can't even sell yet. I can get it in the actual stock market. I don't need to tie it up with sugarcane. So hopefully Rockin' Vodka is going to figure out a way that preferred shareholders can convert to common shares sometime, because that seems to be what they're promising, but they're not delivering. They're not delivering on the idea that these preferred shares can also grow with the owner, grow with the company. They are not, you know, I'm gonna unsubscribe from these stupid text messages because I've been getting excited about Rockin' Vodka, and I'm not even an owner of it. I'm a preferred shareholder, which means I lent $500 to them. And I haven't had an interest payment. If these are preferred shares, where are my interest payments? Nowhere. I have not received one interest payment on these preferred shares. And then if they are preferred shares, where are my interest payments? Obviously, if you don't get interest payments, the preferred share thing is that you don't get interest payments if there are no profits. So there must not be profits, and that's why I don't get interest payments. Okay, but they seem to be doing well though. They seem technically they're available in my state, and they seem to be doing really, really well. So where are my interest payments? Okay. Oh, and I put $10 into this personal AI company, and I am really interested in personal AI. But all they do is send me this email that says you wanted $10 off of a purchase of this unit. So here's your $10 off of a purchase of this unit. And I'm like, no, I'm not someone who buys the very, very, very first rendition of an AI unit. I don't have that much money rolling off of me. So no, I'm not here to buy the first rendition of this AI unit. And they just keep acting like all I did, I get $10 off of a unit, and they don't act like I have anything else like that. Okay, so Citizens Coffee is the one thing that is the shining light. I invested $200, which is a very low minimum investment, which is nice. It's Citizens Coffee, which is a coffee house somewhere. I don't even know where. And they are making money, and they are growing, and they are helping people. And the statement said that my pre-Wall Street shares have gone up 22% in value. That doesn't mean I can sell them. They haven't mentioned when we're going to be able to sell things, but if Citizens Coffee has gone up 22% in value, someday I technically maybe might be able to sell them. Oh, that AI company might be from Kickstarter. I'm confusing things. That's 10 minutes. Have a good day.